Welcome to Minced. It's the high school version of the hit Food Network show, Chopped. I'm your host, Kelly Hydebrader, and we take 4 of our student chefs here in the culinary program at the Lenawee Intermediate School District, and we put them to the test. They have to take these baskets of secret ingredients and make something edible for our judges. Let's meet our 4 chefs. Our first chef is Cheyenne Timmerman. Cheyenne is all about the details. She has sharp chef skills and can handle the heat. She is ready to mince her competition. Chef number 2, he's a junior at Blissfield High School. Waylon Rickard. Waylon already works in a professional kitchen, and this Casanova says he's passionate about cooking and can charm those judges. Claire Colley is our third chef. She's a senior at Onsted High School. Pastry is her specialty. She says her experience and tenacity in the kitchen will help her bake her way to the top. And the last chef, our veteran, Zachary Armstrong. He's a senior at Hudson High School, and Zach is a master at plate presentation. He says he knows how this competition rolls, and he's ready to crush it. Welcome, chefs. Now here are the rules. There are 3 rounds: appetizer, entree, and dessert. Each course has a basket of mystery ingredients, and you must use every ingredient in some way. The pantry and fridge are also fair game. Each round is timed, and when we are done, the judges will critique your dishes, and if you don't make the cut, you will be minced.
I think we're all nervous to begin with, but being like my second year, yeah, I'm nervous. I'll always be nervous when it comes to this.
I am just always nervous about something, and it's just amped up right now, so.
Chefs, are you ready? Let's open that first basket. In this round, you must use Spam, blood oranges, peppadew peppers, horseradish, and egg roll wrappers.
I looked at it and I was like, great, Spam and horseradish, great.
I've never had Spam. I did try it while I was doing it. I'm not a big fan of the canned meats.
You just look at it and you're like, how am I gonna use this? Where can I put this? What can go with this?
Chefs, you have 20 minutes on the clock, and your time starts now.
I don't have a spot for this.
How the heck am I gonna incorporate Spam into this, which was like my hardest thing to think of. I ended up doing a circle egg roll. It was crunchy, and so then I was like, well, I need to put some texture in there.
When I saw the wonton wrappers, that was my main plan, just make a nice little wonton.
So with Spam, to me it's like bologna, so I figured I'd just sear it.
But once I saw that they brought out bacon that we could use in the pantry, I decided I was gonna mix the bacon and the Spam and make a fajita. So I grabbed onion, green pepper.
While our chefs are working on their first basket, let's meet our judges. Jimmy Garland, you are one of our chef instructors here at the LISD. Tell us about this today.
This is like the best job that I've ever had. It's so much fun seeing the kids grow and develop into nice little chefs themselves. So I'm excited for today. I'm
Did
really
you give them
excited.
any tricks for up their sleeve today?
I just told them to taste as they go.
All right.
So usually you clean as you go, but taste as you go today.
Great, good one, good one. Diane Newell, tell us about yourself.
Yes, I'm the owner and the chef, innkeeper also of the Greenleaf Mansion Bed and Breakfast, located in the Irish Hills in Onsted.
Wonderful.
And my favorite meal to make is breakfast.
Oh,
so I'm in the right business.
You sure are.
Yeah, I love what I do.
Now, when you see these student chefs coming at you with the plate, what will you be looking for?
Well, I will be looking for the, naturally presentation is very, very important. And taste, how they presented is going to be very important. How they took and married those items to where it made some really nice layers and very complimentary.
Wonderful. Chef Peter Julian, the instructor of our culinary lab. Sir, tell me what you're looking for today.
I'm looking for cutting edge cuisine. I'm looking for some solid plates. We've worked with the students all year. We focused on unusual ingredients. I gave them a little pep talk beforehand, and I'm looking for some unusual, unique dishes today.
And I'm excited to have both of their instructors sitting at their judges table. That's got to be a touch intimidating, right?
It is, it is. I mean, ultimately we are the leaders, so hopefully they learned well.
Judges, let's take a look at Cheyenne's workstation. What is she working on down there?
She likes to be getting her pizza flops and plates. She's getting ready for to prepare her food efficiently and effectively, and that's what's important in this competition.
Right. Chef Whalen's got a lot of going on in his station. What's going on over there, Jimmy?
I can't see very well from here, but it looks like he's getting an onion ready. That always goes good with an appetizer.
Now, Chef Whalen, he is one of the students that has a lot of experience out in the industry now, right? Tell me about that.
Yeah, Whalen is currently working in a restaurant. He really has a desire to be a chef. He's also looking at doing an internship perhaps next year. So.
All right, Claire Cawley, our Wildcat. Tell us about her. What's she doing over there?
Claire's all gloved up. She's got everything organized. She's looking for something she can't find, a spoon or something.
She's got to get that mystery meat out of the can. Huh?
Yeah, that's it. Claire's a second year. She also works in the industry, so she should do good too. Have high hopes for Claire throughout her career.
All right. And Zachary Armstrong, our only returning chef. What's going on in his station, Diane?
Looks like he's just getting very involved in getting that Spam out of the can.
I think he's fighting with the
Trying
Spam.
to.
I agree.
Yes.
Zach, are you winning or is the Spam winning?
The Spam's losing.
The Spam loses, all right.
That's a good thing.
I think all the pressure's on Zach because he's going to be doing this for a second time. So hopefully he'll be a reigning champion here. We'll have to see what happens.
Me having been out the first round last time is probably what gets me the most. Just not wanting to go out first round, just wanting to succeed and go further this time.
I know that he can cook. I know that he's a really good cook when he puts his mind to it, and he's not afraid to like take risks.
So I mixed up the Spam and the bacon, and then I sauteed it in lemon juice and brown sugar, and kind of in the bacon grease, so it came out really good and savory and sweet.
Then on top of that, we had wonton wrappers, which I took and fried so they were crisp because Spam has like a soft texture. So if you crisp them, then you're giving it a crunch factor.
And it was really hard because when I went to fry the egg roll shells, I ended up like burning myself when the oil got a little hot, and I was like, ow.
And we're down to 2 minutes, chefs. One for the camera. Oops.
A little problem.
Little spill.
I'm just going to comment. So far, everybody's going to work
See how
safely.
calm she is?
Yeah. Isn't that the way she always is? Calm.
Very calm.
Calm until somebody gets in her face, and then she's that gal that'll climb right on, boy.
Midway through, I was gonna make angel hair pasta, and then my pan fell over with all the water just, so that was kind of a mess.
So I had put all my things in, and then one of my egg roll shells had like crumpled a little, and it had folded in on the sides, and I needed like at least a perfect circle. So I had to redo 2 of my egg shells.
Christmas.
Zach's
dinner.
plating, Cheyenne's plating, the other 2 don't have plates up yet. This is getting exciting now.
Now, Claire has hers out of the oven. They look like I go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up, chef.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Connor is struggling in school.
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Chefs, you have made it to the mincing line for the first round of your appetizers. Chef Cheyenne, tell us about your dish.
I didn't really know what to do because I've never actually had Spam. I just know that it's not good. And then I realized that there was horseradish in the basket and it was not garlic. And I had to try the blood orange because I've had it before, but I wanted to make sure that I knew what it tasted like so that I wasn't putting it in wrong. I ended up doing a scramble of the pepper. There's a little bit of horseradish in there. So there's pepper, Spam, eggs, horseradish in it. And I ended up frying the eggshell wrapper to make it just a little crunchy because I felt like maybe the textures would work out together. And then I put zest on the top of the thing, of the blood orange, but I don't know if you can see it. And then I put a blood orange on the side in case you wanted to like squeeze it on top.
This is a very nice looking plate.
Thank you.
Very tasty as a breakfast appetizer.
I figured
That's
it's
kind of where
morning,
we're
so.
at. It's really, really tasty.
Chef Diane.
Yeah, I like the crispness of the wonton wrapper, and yeah, the flavor is great. That Spam adds really enhancement of like a ham, like a good ham.
I was hoping that would happen.
Yeah.
Chef Julian.
I like the way the plate was composed. I think the portion size is nice. I like the crunch. Very nice on the egg roll wrapper. Nice flavor. I got a little bit of the zest, so that's how it ties in with the garnish. Very nice. Nice job.
Thank you.
Second chef, Chef Whalen. This plate looks amazing. Tell us about it.
I made a potbelly pig and pappardou fajita. So the meat in the fajita is Spam mixed with bacon cooked in lemon juice and brown sugar. On top you've got fresh sauteed onions and green peppers, and on top I got a pappardou and blood orange salsa with onions.
Looks beautiful. Chef Diane, I'm smelling a lot of great things from this plate. How about you?
Oh, it's good. It's got so many layers to it. I'm loving it. You got the saltiness. You got the sweetness.
And I forgot to mention the horseradish is mixed in with the salsa.
Yeah, it ends with a tiny little bite.
Well, that pappardou is real sweet at the front, and so I mixed that horseradish in there to mix well with that.
Very,
salsa.
very good. Very good.
Chef Peter, what do you think?
I like the different, again, layers. You get to, like the sweetness of the glaze on the Spam is very nice. The pepper's nice in there as well. I think it's well put together. I think it's a pretty plate. Nice job.
Chef Jimmy.
The taste is really, really good. I would like to have seen the shell just not quite as chewy, not quite as tough. I don't know, a little more cooking, maybe something.
Yeah.
Did you have enough time to get it done?
No, I ran out of time there at the end. I didn't have enough time to cook. One of those was cooked less than the other ones.
The flavor's excellent.
Okay, thank you.
Our third chef, Chef Claire. We have the plates in front of our judges. Tell us about your dish.
Right, when I opened the box or the basket, I saw the wonton wrappers and immediately, wontons. So I kind of stuck to that main thing. I put Spam in there, I mixed it with green peppers. Some of the peppers, I'm not for sure how to pronounce it. And then a horseradish right on the top, like before I wrapped it. And then I got the blood orange juice and I put it around the wonton wrapper so it will stick, and then I egg washed it.
Chef Peter, what do you think?
I think it has a nice flavor. You got a little garnish on here. It might be a little bit large.
Right. Yeah.
But all in all, I think it's got a nice balance to it. I like the fact that you rolled it and you took the time to do that and make something nice with the ends tapered and so forth. I can see a lot of finesse in this dish.
Thanks.
Chef Jimmy.
Beautiful dish. I really liked it. Only thing, like Chef Julian said, maybe the garnish,
Right.
a little zest or something a little smaller than that. I really like the flavor. It's just a little tiny bit too salty for me.
Okay.
Chef Diane.
The presentation is absolutely beautiful.
Thank
I'm
you.
trying to find that horseradish in there, and I was looking for a little more citrus flavor in there, but you did a great job.
Thank you.
Like I said, the presentation is very beautiful.
Thank you.
Chef Claire, you had just one little falter. Your water dumped over, and
Right.
you're planning on putting out some pasta on the dish. So what happened?
Well, I was just gonna put like pasta, just like a little bit right at the under the wonton, just to really pull it all together. But I kind of dumped it, and that was it. I was like, well,
I've got another bite of this. This is delicious.
Thank you.
I like Spam, Cheyenne.
Really?
Said that out loud.
Yeah.
Our fourth chef, the only chef that was in this competition last year, Zachary Armstrong. Chef, tell me about your lovely dish.
All right, so Spam to me is like bologna, so I seared it because my father always talks about fried bologna. So I went that way with it. The blood orange I used I soaked my peppers and my horseradish in with a little bit of lemon pepper. And I put it over top. I fried the wonton because I wanted a crunch factor because you have Spam, which is a soft meat, peppers, which are soft. So I wanted there to be some texture to it. And then the rest of the juice I drizzled over because it's got a unique color. It's not quite red, but it's not quite pink. When it's thin, it's pink. When it's thick, it's red. So I put it around it to give it color to the dish so it's not just bland.
Excellent. Chef Jimmy, what did you think?
Very tasty, very pretty dish, very pretty coming out. I think I would have made it a little bit thicker reduction on that sauce, and probably seared the Spam just a little bit more, get a little color on that Spam. But it's really tasty the way it is, and it'll look nice. So that's, at the end of the day, that's it.
Chef Diane.
Yeah, the presentation is absolutely beautiful. I have to agree with Jimmy, and a little more searing on that Spam would probably have enhanced a little more flavor. And when the first taste I got, it was like the citrus, the blood orange. Woo! It woke up my taste buds along with that horseradish. Very nice. You did a great job.
Chef Peter, Zach's strength, of course, is plating, and that didn't disappoint.
Absolutely, it was plated beautifully. One thing I did notice, so they were a little inconsistent. When you're putting out an appetizer, they all have to be consistent in size, shape, and proportion. Again, as the other two judges stated, I mean, that blood orange was like really popped. It was powerful, but all in all, I mean, a pretty dish. Again, a reduction would have been nice because you can see it kind of goes all over, but yeah, very nice, very well put together, well composed.
Chef Zach, as you return, what do you feel is your strength heading into this line tonight?
I don't know if there's a strength at all. I mean, I'm just here. I did it once, yeah, but I didn't win. I don't come here to win per se. I come here to compete and have fun.
Chefs, this is the end of your first round. We need to give our judges just a moment. Next time you return, there will only be 3 left for our entree round. Good job. All right.
I was really surprised when I got my plate up there. I didn't think I did very well. I kind of was down on it, but after hearing what the judges had to say, I got my hopes up and got excited.
My biggest competitor, I feel, definitely Waylon. He really had it. He was ready to come here and wipe the table with this because I'm definitely watching out for him quite a bit if I move on.
I found what they had to say to be true. Like, they critiqued me on my blood orange juice. They said it should have been broken down a little more so it was a little thicker, which I agree with. It's just time-wise, and presentation was really well, which I appreciate them for telling me.
They had all good things to say, and they said the texture differences were good, so I was pretty happy about that.
Chefs, after the first round, you have made it to the mincing line, and now we are finding out who will be minced. Chef Zach, you have been minced.
Chef Zach, you did a wonderful job. We really appreciate your plate presentation, your unique style and plating. Thank you for being competitive and doing this for us.
Tell me a little bit about your dish and tell me what you're thinking right now.
I had fun. My dish was fun to put together. It looks great, appeasing to me. I mean, overall, you guys have did it the majority of your life, so you guys know. I mean, if it deserved to be taken down, it deserved to be taken down.
What was the biggest thing you've learned out of this competition? You've been at it twice.
I've been at it twice. Every time I come at this, yeah, everybody's nervous. I might be nervous, but I learned that no matter what people say about your dish or how they critique it, it's the way you make it. So learn to continue on with life and keep trying. No matter how many people try to put you down, keep picking yourself up, and no matter how many times, like here, I've did it twice, I've been put down. I pick myself back up and I come to class every day just like everybody else, just because I know no matter what anybody else says, I'm a good chef at heart.
Great job. Thank you so much, Chef Zach.
How do I feel? I mean, yeah, of course you're gonna feel bad that you still want to be in it, but all you can do is look at it as, hey, you tried. You might be out, but that doesn't mean you're bad at what you're doing. All you can do is pick yourself back up and go cheer on the rest.
Chefs, you have made it to the entree round. You have a basket of secret ingredients in front of you. Let's open those baskets. In this round, you must use duck breast, port salut cheese, lemongrass, acorn squash, couscous, and our mystery ingredient, fortune cookies. Chefs, you have 20 minutes on the clock and your time starts now. Go, 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 go!
I was excited about the basket. I saw a lot of things I liked, a lot of things I've never made before. I was excited about the duck. I was excited about the couscous and the squash.
So when I opened the basket and I saw the acorn squash and all of these things in there, I was like, first of all, I was like, wow, that's a lot of stuff in there. I didn't recognize the lemongrass at first. I was like, we just have like a stalk in here? Is that what we're supposed to do?
Off recess went right for the pantry this time around. What do you think, Chef Bunny?
Yeah, their minds are spinning right now on what they're going to do with that duck breast.
We had duck breast, and I was like, what?
But Cheyenne was actually my biggest competitor in this round because little did I know, her family cooks duck every Christmas.
And like, it's often at like family functions for my grandmother's house, even though I never eat it. So that was an interesting thing to cook because I knew that it couldn't be overcooked and it shouldn't have been undercooked, so that was a lot.
Chef Peter, you helped create this basket. What were you thinking?
I wanted to give them some diverse ingredients, something that they have some experience with, but not a lot.
I think the fortune cookie at the end, hilarious.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. That's going to be clever to see how they use that.
So, I mean, fortune cookies and duck breast is interesting. So I ended up just crushing some fortune cookies on it, and I used the couscous as like a little underneath.
I've used the fortune cookie to go in the sauce to make something sweet.
So everyone might use that fortune cookie as that crunch factor. Crunch factor. So let's see if they can do something a little different with that one. But Chef, does couscous take a long time to make?
Couscous takes just a few minutes.
Okay, good. So that's kind of nice that you gave them that easy.
Right,
Gave them a gimme in the end, right?
Exactly.
All right, so we have Chef Cheyenne at her station. She's the organized one.
This is really a good basket. This will make a good meal.
And that's the thing, we need to see big portion size.
This is an entree. You have to understand that.
Remember, chefs, you're making 4 portions. 4 portions. It's an entree, not an appetizer, gang.
I tried to make a bed of red cabbage with a squash and couscous mixture on top with the duck on top, and then the lemongrass and the fortune cookie as a garnish. But I ran into some difficulties with my squash getting cooked all the way. I didn't have enough time, so I ended up burning that, and yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know what else to say.
But I knew that I was going to stuff the duck with the cheese because that's like a perfect way to incorporate the cheese into the dish. I wasn't for sure how to make the couscous, so I looked at the back of a box that was in the pantry. I ended up seasoning my duck with paprika and poultry seasoning, along with onions and garlic that I cooked in the pan with it. For the squash, I just diced it up and I seasoned it with paprika and some of the lemongrass that I added into the pan, and I just sauteed it.
I was nervous about the last minute because I knew that I had messed it up.
I almost did not get my cheese on there. It was like I looked down on my cutting board and it was there, and I was like, oh my God, I don't have cheese on this. And I had to like really quickly pull pieces off because it was really creamy cheese, so it worked to pull them off and it looked nice. And I put it on top of my couscous and my my duck so that it melted, even though I wasn't able to melt it. So yeah, that was a lot. That was very concerning as they were counting down 5 seconds.
1, hands up.
Are you kidding me?
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep
pedaling. Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
The odds of becoming a successful NASCAR driver, 1 in 125 billion. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 68. I'm Jamie McMurray. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Chefs, you are at the end of the entree round. Chef Cheyenne, tell us about your dish.
So, my most challenging thing was the duck meat because we make duck for Christmas every year at my grandmother's house, but I never eat it because I'm picky. But that was challenging. And then I know what couscous is, but I didn't know how to cook it. I assumed it was close to rice. I marinated my duck, well, not marinated, but I put it in some soy sauce, white vinegar, and hot mustard. I cut my squash into pieces and I put butter and brown sugar on it because I figured why have a little sweet and salty. And my couscous is a little just there. And then to top it all off, I put crushed fortune cookies on for a little sweetness on top of the duck because I couldn't find any rice vinegar.
Chef Diane, what do you think of the dish?
Well, my taste buds went right to that duck. I would say that you did an excellent job on cooking it. It's really, the flavor is phenomenal. When then I went to the couscous, it's a little blasé, but I like the melted cheese. When you take some of the couscous with the melted cheese, it kind of kicks the flavor up a little bit there.
I wish I
love the squash. I love the way you cook the squash. Didn't taste any lemongrass, but you did a great job. Really good.
Chef Peter.
I think the portion was a little small on the duck. I'll tell you what, I took a bite of the duck, the flavor is phenomenal, and the crunch factor of the fortune cookie actually worked with that, which surprised me. So squash was cooked well, and couscous was also cooked very well.
Good. Great job. All right, Chef Jimmy.
The squash and the duck, like they both said, excellent. I loved it. The couscous, I would like to have seen a little bit of sauce or something in there. It just seemed a little kind of dry or something.
It was boring and plain, yeah.
Kind of boring, exactly.
I felt that right when I put it
But
on.
the cheese and the fortune cookie on there, it all worked real good. This duck is good.
Chef Cheyenne. Chef Waylon, a gorgeous plate sits in front of our judges. Tell us about it.
I was very unsatisfied with this plate. I've never made duck before. I don't think it's cooked all the way.
Coming right out of the gate, just telling you, right?
I messed up on a lot of things on my plate. So you got a piece of squash there that's buttered and cooked a little bit for the garnish. I was supposed to have something to go on top of the carrots, the cabbage under the couscous, but that failed on me. That was mixed with the lemongrass and everything. But I cooked the duck in fresh crushed black pepper, salt, bacon, garlic, and the lemongrass. I've heard that duck's a little gamey, so I tried to add some of the lemongrass it was kind of citrusy. So I tried to throw that in there with all the good flavors from the bacon and the garlic.
Bacon, a nice pantry ingredient. What other things did you grab from the pantry?
The red cabbage there you see on the bottom.
I really think that sets the plate off. Really nice. Really nice. All right, Chef Peter.
What do you think of the duck? How does that look to you?
I don't know. I don't know if that's a medium rare on a duck.
I'd say that's perfect. It's cooked nice and medium rare.
Perfect.
That's what I was shooting for. I don't know.
Okay, shooter. So listen up. Yeah, couscous is cooked nice. Squash, not cooked at all. So that's the only thing. I like the plate presentation. The color's good. Duck's cooked perfect. That's the only place you're lacking is that small piece of squash isn't cooked.
Yeah. Chef Jimmy.
The plate was beautiful to look at. Not so much to taste. Because of the raw squash and the cabbage, I would like to have seen that a little more soft on that. That was pretty crunchy too. The duck, like Chef Julian said, was real good. The fat could have been just a little bit crispier, a little hotter instead of being covered up. Would have done that for you. But all in all, it's pretty tasty. The duck is really good. It's delicious. That cheese on there, the lemongrass. How did you use your lemongrass?
I used it to kind of try and season the duck because I've heard it's gamey. So I cooked the duck in bacon fat with garlic, lemongrass, and salt and pepper.
Chef Diane.
I think you did an excellent job on the duck. The flavor is really good. The color of the plate is beautiful. Great presentation. But then when I eat the cabbage, it's not cooked. The squash is not cooked. And so then that throws it off. But going back to that duck again, you did a great job on the duck. Plate presentation, very beautiful.
Chef Claire, your dish is in front of the judges, and I see a fortune on their plate.
Yeah, I put the fortune on there just as just a cute little thing that they can see before they start eating. The duck I seasoned with paprika and the poultry seasoning that's in the pantry. I also cooked it with onions and garlic in the same pan, so it gets some of that kind of oniony, sauteed onion kind of taste. I sauteed the butternut squash with paprika, and then I added a green pepper in there, and I also cooked it with some onions and garlic and the lemongrass. And then for the couscous, I had no idea how to cook that. Absolutely no idea. So I actually went over and grabbed the box of couscous with the little recipe on it, and I just cooked it off the box.
Hey, when in doubt, right? Read the directions.
Right. I had noticed it from another one. I said, oh, I don't know how to cook this. And it's a good thing because I would have just like boiled it in there, but you're actually supposed to take it off the heat once you put it in there and then let it soak it up. I added the garnish of the cookie, and it's almost like a garnish where you can kind of scoop the couscous in there, you know, and then eat it like that. And then I stuffed the duck actually with a special cheese that we used. So,
excellent. Chef Jimmy, what do you think?
I think it's really good.
Thank you.
The plate presentation was nice. The squash, though, some of the pieces are nice done.
Right.
Some of them are not quite done.
Right.
So your cut sizes all being equal would have helped with that.
What was your fortune? Anything good?
My fortune was, because I'm the old person here, the quality, not the longevity of one's life is what is important.
Oh, very good. Chef Diane, what did you think of the plate?
That was really cute. Putting that on the plate like that. You know, it got my attention right away.
What's your fortune?
It says, a man who rows the boat doesn't have time to rock it.
There you go. What did you think about the plate?
I think you did a very good job on it. The taste of the duck is really good. I really liked how that sage just popped right out and gave it some really good flavor. The couscous, what did you put in there?
I added just like a little bit of the paprika, just a tiny bit, just to like make it just pop, and some salt and pepper, and then oil.
Gave it some good flavor. And you did a really good job.
Thank you.
Considering that you've never cooked it before.
Thank you.
The squash is a little like, I have to agree with Chef Jimmy. It's some is cooked, some is not.
Right.
But I worked through it and took a little flavor of it. It was good.
Good.
It was good. I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
Peter.
I think the dish was well composed. Nice flavor profile on the duck. I like the fact you incorporated the cheese in there. Couscous was good. Squash, I mean, my squash seems to be cooked okay, except the skin's on it, so the skins are a little bit tough to eat and so forth. But all in all, I mean, look at that duck. Nice color.
It was good. I've never made duck before either, so I was like fingers crossing that it'd be done. I tempted out, and it was 165 or above, so I was hoping.
This is the only dish that you can taste the lemongrass too.
Oh, thank goodness, because actually I had some cut and ready to put on the garnish, but like I was looking for the cheese. I was trying to get it all cleaned up so it didn't look very bad.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you, chefs. Now we need the judges to take a few minutes, and we will decide who will come back for the dessert round.
I don't really know how I did. They said that my duck was good, but their only complaint was that my couscous was a little bland, but they liked my squash because it was something different and it was cooked all the way.
They liked it. There was just a couple minor things that I think messed me up.
The judges did like my basket. I was surprised because I had no idea how to cook duck. I just threw it in the pan and fingers crossed.
I just felt like the amount of ingredients we had to use didn't line up to our amount of time. I think with another 5 to 10 minutes, I get everything cooked and on that plate and win.
Chefs, the entree round, the duck breast. No one had cooked that before. Brand new item for them. All the way over across the board, it seemed like everyone did a good job with that. What did you think, Chef Diane?
Oh, I think they did a fantastic job. I mean, they said they never, well, there was only one that said that they cooked it on a regular basis with their family.
Sure.
But I would say they did a fantastic job with it. The flavors were phenomenal.
Chef Peter?
Yeah, the flavors were good. Each flavor was unique, though. They each had a different style of cooking, and I thought a lot of the side dishes tied in well.
Chef Peter?
I thought it was all I thought the duck was all really good, like they said. I thought Cheyenne's portion was really small for an entree. Some of the sides were different, and I really enjoyed it, though. It's fun to see them expand out like that.
Some struggles, though. We need to knock someone out of this round. We can only take 2 to the dessert round. Chef Diane, what do you think?
Well, it was hard because these students, they put so much creativity into everything, and we appreciate that because we're there. We know what they go through to prepare a meal, especially on a fly like that, where some of the ingredients they never worked with before. I think that it's difficult. It's difficult picking the best, but it's something that we have to do, and I give them all credit for being here today and doing this.
Chef Peter, your 3 students that are at the line right now, give me some criticisms on that.
Again, I think they were all done very well. I think they could have timed it better. You know, you want to start with a hearty vegetable first because it takes the longest to cook. The duck breast could have been medium rare, and I think just by a stroke of luck, they were medium rare because they didn't have enough time.
All right. What about you, Chef Jimmy?
I have to agree with them. The undercooked vegetables is kind of what did it for me, making my decision.
All right, chefs, have you made your decision?
Yes, we have.
Yes, we have.
All right, let's bring in the chefs. Chefs, you have a cheering section for you today. How about that?
All for me, baby.
Your fellow classmates are behind you all the way, but we can only take 2 of you into the dessert round. The judges have made their decision. Chefs, who will be minced? Chef Waylon, you have been minced.
Waylon, this was a really hard decision for us. All of them were excellent. Yours was by far the prettiest dish there was. We noticed the way that you shared garlic and things like that, and that really made us proud of you. But ultimately, the undercooked vegetables is what did it for you.
What are your thoughts?
I already knew. I knew I didn't have a chance. Yeah, I actually wasn't gonna end up putting the raw squash on there. I had some sauteing up with the cookies and brown sugar and butter, but lost track of that and burnt that, so that's how we got the raw squash on there.
Wonderful.
You
I think
recovered
you really
well.
thought about outside of the box on a lot of things on this dish.
Recovered well then.
Yeah, I ran out of time. I was hopefully gonna start over, but we were down to like 2 minutes, so had to put the raw squash on there.
If you could give us one big thing you've learned in this round, what do you think it was?
I don't know, don't bite off more than you can chew.
Thank you, Chef Waylon.
Thank you. I lost, yep, just like I said I was going to. I had to put some raw squash on the plate after I burnt my squash and fortune cookie dressing. So now we're here, I don't know.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Now we're on to the final round, dessert. Chef Cheyenne, how do you feel about pastry?
Pastry is all about organization, so I think I have this.
All right, Chef Claire.
Do you really have it, or am I gonna get it?
Well, all right, ladies, let's get to your stations. Let's get this rolling. Chefs, open your baskets. In this final round, you will find duck eggs, goat milk, lard, pepitos, and Apple Jacks. Chefs, you have 30 minutes on the clock, and your time starts now.
When I opened the basket, the first thing I saw was a can of goat milk, and I was like, great, I have never used goat milk, so that was really rough, and they made us use Apple Jacks.
I was just shook. Duck eggs? Nothing, man.
I'm looking for something creative, something new, something I've never had before. Obviously, I've never had Apple Jacks and duck egg together, but I'm looking for some creativity.
Okay. Now, Chef Diane, I know that pastry is your specialty, so tell me what you're looking for.
Well, we're looking for definitely a great presentation, a wonderful flavor where everything meshes really well. In the pastry world, your 4 food groups would be your fruit, your nuts, your chocolate, and your cream. And so, looking at what they're working with today, they've got the goat milk will be for the cream. The pumpkin seeds would be your nuts, okay? And you've got Apple Jacks. I guess that can take in the fruit, but they don't have any chocolate that they're working with. But they've got 3 flavors that they could play with. And so it should be pretty interesting to see how they mesh it all together, become creative.
Peter, you came up with a creative basket here.
Yeah, I think
Apple
this is a creative
Jacks.
basket. I think in this arena here, I think simplicity would speak volumes. You know, if you work with your components and then throw a couple outside ingredients in, I think it's very doable.
I really had zero idea how, I know how to cook, and bake, but baking, you have to have, pretty good measurement skills to make sure that it's all good and stuff.
I need to have some guidance, but all 3 of you are just going, nah, I have this.
Meringue, though. I ended up doing meringue. And I had to crush up the Apple Jacks and put them into the meringue. And then we had, the jalapeno pumpkin seeds. A mess. An absolute mess.
Another sign of the cross at Claire Station. Oh, Lord, that's funny.
They still have plenty of time.
Yeah.
They could change their whole format at this point.
Looks like a little bit of vanilla going in over there.
I just hope she doesn't overdo it.
Yeah, I was going to say a little too much on that.
Right.
Looks good.
That's all right.
Looks good. She didn't have the cheering section, but they all were kind, so.
Needs more sugar.
Her Apple Jack, that's what she's tasting.
I got halfway through, I'm mixing up my meringue, right, whipping the egg whites. No cream or tartar. How am I supposed to stabilize a meringue?
I'm not sure
Cream
what
of
salt
tartar.
that Cheyenne's going with. She's got a lot of it.
I'll be right back in.
Is there no cream of
I
tartar?
don't know if
Is
it's
that what this
salt or
is? That's fine.
Something white like sugar or salt.
I didn't need to stabilize this anyway.
Oh,
I mean,
sugar
who needs
probably
to
not.
stabilize things? I'm not. And it was a mess. It was a mess. I had it going. I put them all on the tray and then I put it in the oven. But I ended up doing a buttercream with the lard and the pepper, the little pumpkin seeds.
Claire's got her scissors. I don't know if
1
she
minute,
remembers
30
that.
seconds. 1 minute.
She's checking like a pro, just going in with the hand, giving it the old dimple test.
Good enough.
She's so serious.
Mm-hmm. She's getting her plates.
All right, plates are coming out. The first chef plate.
Mm-hmm.
At least to get their plates are ready.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good sign.
So my main problem was the fact that I undercooked it, and then everything was bitter when I was trying it, which turned out to be really bad. But I ended up having a sweeter cookie and a bit of a bitter icing drizzle.
15.
They have to cool for a minute before I can take them off. I did not use the goat milk. That was like the biggest mistake. It was a mess. I couldn't get the meringues off the sheet. It was a mess. Just an altogether mess.
She's trying to hurry that clock. Does it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hands up, chefs. The dessert round is over. All right.
All right. So
it won't come off.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe. 14 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. Well, this year she celebrated her 50th wedding anniversary.
Is that why you've taken off your jeans?
No, I've taken off my jeans to prove the link between jeans and the fight against breast cancer.
Oh, that's interesting. Do I have to take off my jeans?
No, nobody has to take off their jeans, Mom, but everybody has to go to denimday.com right now. I'll explain everything, dress code optional.
Apparently. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Learn more at denimday.com.
Ladies, you are at the minced line in the third and final round. Chef Cheyenne, tell us about your dish.
So it's a cookie-ish. It may not be all the way done because it turned out to be like a doughy substance instead of a cookie substance. But it has peanut butter in it, Apple Jacks, the seed things. I don't know what we got.
Those are the pumpkin seeds.
Yeah. It has peanut butter, brown sugar, flour, vanilla. At first, it really just didn't turn out well. It tasted really bitter when it has lard in it. Then on the top is a drizzle, and it has powdered sugar, milk, almond extract, and cocoa powder in it because the almond extract and the powdered sugar together were extremely bitter and sweet. So then I had to counteract that somehow.
Sounds like she's really thinking through things. Chef Diane, what did you think? You're a pastry chef yourself.
Well, there's a lot of flavors going on in there.
Yeah.
And you were on a time crunch, had a lot of creative ingredients to work with. And, you know, we eat with our eyes, and so we look as far as the presentation goes. It's very, very beautiful. But it could have used a little more cooking. And the first taste I got was almond. And so I didn't know what flavor you wanted to enhance in it, but it would be the almond that I would taste.
Yeah.
Chef Peter.
I think it's a touch underdone. Nice flavor profile, but I really can't taste the apple flavor from the Apple Jacks. I don't pick up anything there, and but all in all, it's good. It turned out nice. It's very, very eye appealing.
Chef Jimmy.
I like the flavor a lot. I would like to have seen it a little doner. I know you were under a time crunch, but a little bit that I got from the very edge that was done all the way through, the flavor was completely different than the doughy part in the center because it was all caramelized good together. I did pick up the pepitos, a little bit of heat from those. That was a real nice touch, I thought, to go with the sweet, and I like the drizzle on top.
I was impressed with the peanut butter that you added in. We had talked here at the table that might be a great addition with the apple jacks.
I was hoping it would be. I like apples and peanut butter, and cinnamon works good on like cinnamon and peanut butter toast, so I was hoping it would work. I mean,
looks like she's learned a lot, right? All right, thank you, Chef Cheyenne. Chef Claire, tell everyone about this unique dessert they have on their plate. It's just a tiny little morsel.
Right, so I was going kind of for like macaroon, except, you know, without the almond flour. And so I made a meringue out of the duck eggs and powdered sugar, but I didn't find cream of tartar, so I was kind of worried that it was gonna fall, because that's like the stabilizer. And I made the buttercream with the lard and the butter and the pepitos in them. And the meringue actually has like the Apple Jacks in it. As I realized, I did not use the goat milk, so that's unfortunate.
I like it. I think it's a nice, got a nice flavor profile in your filling here, and the cream off to the side. The pito I pick up a little bit. The meringue's good. Maybe a touch under, but
oh yeah, for sure.
But it's,
I pulled it out there and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it's got a nice, very nice flavor profile, good texture, and so forth.
Chef Jimmy.
I thought it was pretty tasty. I pick up the apple flavor in yours,
Right.
but I don't pick up anything with goat milk, like you said you didn't use
Right.
it. I would like to have seen about 6 more of these on a plate. But, pretty small.
Yeah, and I had that problem getting it off of there. Oh.
Yeah. The frosting on the side, I could taste the pepitos in there, but the rest of it was just like powdered sugar.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
Chef Diane?
Yeah, I think the flavor was very good. Again, we eat with our eyes, so
right.
I would probably would have liked to see some more colors on there.
Right, for sure.
We know the problem that you had with the meringue.
Right.
But all in all, the flavor, you know, it turned out really good, and I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
Chefs, dessert has been your strength, but in this round, we can only have one minced champion. One of you will go home, and it won't be such a sweet treat. Let our judges take a moment to decide. What did you think, Jimmy?
For me, I thought Cheyenne won the first round.
Yeah.
Claire was second the first round. They've been consistent all the way through so far. So.
And Claire, though, in the first round, she had more of like a actually wrapped egg roll. What did you think, Chef?
Yeah, I thought it was very beautiful. She really put a lot of work into it.
And so in your mind, did you think Claire won the first round or Cheyenne?
Taste-wise, I would say it was Cheyenne.
Okay. How about you, Chef Peter?
I would have to, I don't know, I really like Claire's item just because she wrapped it, she took the time to do that, actually cook them in toilet. They both were very good. Again, that's when you're testing the waters, you're trying to feel everything out in the competition, but I thought Claire shined through there.
All right, in your second round, the entree, the duck breast. The only person in that round that cooked the acorn squash fully was Cheyenne. And everyone was equal when it came to the duck breast, making it medium rare. What did you think about the entree round between these two chefs?
The entree, I probably have to go with Claire only because Cheyenne's was so small.
Great.
For a protein, it was only like 2 ounces at the top.
And I know she explained that. She noticed that she didn't feel it was done thoroughly, probably didn't realize that the rare was okay, and she cut it in half. So she made it smaller because she didn't feel it was finished. So.
If it wasn't any good, though, half is just as bad as a whole.
Okay. Chef Diane?
But I feel the same way. I think that Claire's duck breast was cooked good, and it had a great flavor.
Chef Peter?
I enjoyed both dishes. Again, the portion size, I think that means a whole lot. When you're going from an appetizer to an entree, especially if you have a smaller appetizer, you're going to go to a smaller entree as well. So, again, both very well. Plated very well, presented very well, but I thought the portion size was correct with Claire's.
So basically you're saying Cheyenne the first one, Claire the second round, they're neck and neck at this point.
Mm-hmm.
When we come to the dessert round, have you decided who you felt? Give me a little idea of what you thought about the two dishes in front of you.
I thought they were both tasty for what they were. Both were undercooked. Claire's was too small. It was simply, a dab like that.
Mm-hmm.
Cheyenne's was way undercooked, though. That's a tough round to decide for me.
Yeah, it is very tough, but again, we have to look at the fact that Cheyenne used all the ingredients.
Right.
Okay, and she became very creative with what she did. Claire's, she did the best she could, but the presentation wasn't all that good, and then when you cut into the cookie, it collapsed. It wasn't cooked enough. It collapsed. So,
Chef Peter.
Yeah, again, that's a tricky one. I think they were both very, very good. I thought Claire's, from just tasting it, it had the sweetness of a dessert. Again, the portion size was small there. But, the parameters are to use every ingredient in the mystery basket, and that makes it a tough call.
All right, chefs, have you decided who will be minced?
I think we need a minute to talk, don't we?
Okay. They will decide, and then we will bring our chefs back.
Okay.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
Chefs, in this round, you had to use duck eggs, goat milk, pepitos, lard, and apple jacks. Which one of you has been minced? Chef Claire, you
like
have
that.
been minced.
It be like that, it do be like that.
Chef Diane.
I wanted to say that it was so wonderful to have both of you come to the last course here and compete, and you both did a wonderful job. But there's some factors that we have to look at, and one was that one of the main ingredients wasn't used in the product, and so that was our determining factor why we decided that you were minced.
Chef Claire, great job today. Tell us a little bit about what you want to tell the judges.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, that was a big one. I looked down and there was the unopened can.
What did you learn most out of this whole experience?
Mise en place, mise en place, mise en place, mise en place. do not just throw some flour in a bowl, fingers cross it. No, bad.
But that's how we learn.
You did use the sign of the cross a few times.
Yeah, it's my little like, oh please, you know, like please let it come out.
Thank you, Chef Claire. Walking out with attitude. Good job.
So, how was it? What happened out there? Well, what happened out there was my meringue was a mess. I didn't cook it right, or I didn't cook it all the way. And the biggest thing the judges said was the goat milk was not incorporated into it. And I knew as soon as I looked down and I saw the closed can, I was like, oh, the milk, the goat milk.
Chef Cheyenne, you are our minced champion. Congratulations.
I did it.
Tell me how you feel.
Really happy and really excited and proud.
You came in this a little bit unsure, and now you're standing here as champion.
Yay.
What were some of your strengths out there?
Knowing that my whole family was cheering me on and that my best friend was there to tell me to calm down every time that I freaked out.
What part of the round was your favorite?
My favorite was the very beginning because I got to play it how I wanted, and it was really like I thought it was pretty, and I really liked having the circle and then just everything around it and on top of it.
How does it feel to be the minced champion, and what do you want to tell everyone?
It feels really good, and I guess believe in yourself because I don't ever believe in myself. So, yeah.
Congratulations, Chef Cheyenne.
I did it. Winning means that I need to start believing in myself more than I normally do, and that sometimes I need to just breathe, take a breath, and do something even if I think I'm not going to be able to do it right. Don't let anyone tell you that being a chef is not a job. It is truly a job. It doesn't matter if you're a line cook, if you're a baker, if you own your own bakery, or if you work in a casino buffet. You are still a chef. That is still a job, and you're doing great at it, and believe in yourself because there's no reason not to. Like, there just really isn't. So be proud of yourself.